What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. I am Lance Yarborough with DP Magic Books, and today we are getting into displacement. What is displacement? The displacement principle. How does it work? Well, I don't think displacement principle really warrants a verbal explanation. More so I can just show you. That's displacement. That's what displacement is. It's the simple moving of the top card to the bottom, or vice versa. You could move the bottom card to the top card. Either way. And that's all it is. So this is going to be a good one because it's such a simple concept, simple to do, and particularly within the realm of sleight minimal card magic. The displacement principle, just moving the top card to the bottom, has so much utility in something so basic, so simple, that but because of its simplicity, I think it just gets overlooked, and people kind of discount it or just glaze over, don't even think about how simple it is to switch or move cards around by simply just moving a top card to the bottom. So that's what we're going to get into, the applications of this, how it works, why it works, and how you can use it in your own effects. Let's get into what you can do with this. I'm going to show you a trick idea. This trick that I'm going to share with you, I kind of showcase what simple displacement can do. Because this trick that I'm giving you, the only thing that makes it work is that move alone. And I've been doing this trick for well over 30 years, and I believe it comes from the Royal Road to Card Magic. Don't hold me to that, but I think that's where I got it. I've been doing this trick for so long, and it's probably my favorite trick to do that relies on displacement. Now I went into kind of briefly. I went into the displacement in my previous video with the prophecy move as because a prophecy move can be used as a replacement of a top change. Top change and displacement in some cases can be used to basically the same effect. But the displacement is this requires no sleight of hand. It requires timing, but there's a little more technical prowess needed to do a top change compared to displacement. So I went over that briefly in my last video, but okay, this trick that I'm showing you, it's just one displacement move, and that's it. The way I present this trick is kind of like a sleight of hand demonstration, but there's no sleight of hand involved. That's the only sleight of hand that's involved in the whole trick that makes all the magic happen. But I present this trick after I've done, usually I'll do a few tricks, and then somebody will always say, and magicians know this, eventually someone will say something to the effect of, I wouldn't want to play cards with you because you're sleight of hand and you can cheat or whatever. So magicians know what I'm talking about. They hear this all the time. So this is a trick that I present when this situation arises, and I present it as a kind of a sleight of hand demonstration, but ultimately it's going to be a bluff sleight, which you'll see as we get into it. But I'll say, like, for me personally, the way I present it is that somebody says, I wouldn't want to play cards with you, and I said, I'm actually not much of a card player. I mean, I play lots of card games, but that's poker, gambling. I'm not really a poker player. I'm not really into gambling at all. But I know my way around a deck of cards. I've been messing with cards for 30 years, and over the years I have learned some techniques, and I'm actually pretty good at a particular sleight. But I need to set it up if you want to see it, and that's kind of how I present it, as a sleight of hand demonstration, that I'm actually pretty good at a particular sleight, but I need to set it up because you do need to set this thing up, and you need a 4 of a kind. So you can ask your participant or participants to select any 4 of a kind you want. Let's say they want to go with the aces. So you pull out the aces, all 4 of them, plainly, cleanly, openly on the table. Remove all 4 aces, and the leftover deck you can have shuffled by your participants to their heart's content. Then, when they return the cards to you, you say, okay, I got to set this thing up, so I'm going to be doing a bunch of moves, but to get this thing set up. But there is sleight of hand involved, but I got to set it up. So I'm going to show you that what I said I did is in fact what I did until we get to the sleight of hand bit. So that's how I set up the presentational tone and the trick itself. So you have your 4 aces on the table. This deck has been shuffled by your participants, and you're going to deal out, you're going to deal out 3 random cards on top of each ace. And they can see all aces, 4 aces on the table. You deal out 1, 2, 3 random cards on this ace, 1, 2, 3 on this one, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 random cards on this ace. These go away. Now, you're going to place each stack on top of the other one, like this, and now you're going to say, this is what I've done. I've stacked everything up, and I'm going to show you that no sleight of hand has occurred. And this is important to get everything as seemingly fair as possible. And you're going to show them that what you said you did is in fact what you did, because now you have you can show 1, 2, 3 random cards and an ace. 1, 2, 3 random cards and an ace. 1, 2, 3 random cards, ace. 1, 2, 3 ace. Right? You can show that plainly and clearly. So basically, you need to make sure they understand that every 4th card is an ace. 1, 2, 3, 4 is an ace. 1, 2, 3, 4 ace. 1, 2, 3, 4 ace. 1, 2, 3. 4th card is an ace. Now you bring the card back together and you say no sleight of hand. We're just going to put the cards together, flip them over, no sleight of hand. Now I'm going to deal 4 piles of cards. So if I deal 1 card at a time, plainly and fairly, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's the 4th card, and then you ask your participant, what is that card? It's a challenge, what is that card? Because you've already shown that every 4th card should be an ace, and you tell them, what's that card? If it's the 4th card, what should it be? Now they're going to think ace, but they're also going to think that you may have done some sleight of hand already. But this is the misdirection you need. You're kind of setting up the situation that you may have done some misdirection already, but it should be the ace. So they're going to say ace, and you're going to say, check it, make sure, because I told you every move that I did, I'm going to show you that what I said I did is in fact what I did. So their attention is going to come to this card. They're going to check this card, and that is the misdirection you need to do the one move, the displacement. That is the move. When the attention comes here, they come and look at this card. They're going to flip it over. Look, that's your misdirection to do your displacement. And now you're set up for the rest of the trick. You say, okay, they're going to think that you did some they're going to think you did some sleight of hand already, but you haven't. You just say, look, I'm just being fair with you. I just want to show you that what I said I did is in fact the way it is. Every 4th card is an ace. So now you continue plainly and fairly off the top of the deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you say 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're going to say as you go that if they're paying attention, you should figure out by now that basically you're dealing odd piles and then an ace pile. You say it like that. So now I got odd piles and an ace pile, right? And they're going to follow along. Clearly that's what has happened, but they didn't see the displacement, and that is not what the setup is right now. Now you have your aces are on top of this random card, and you have random cards on top of this ace. That's what that displacement move has done. So the sleight has already occurred, and they don't realize it. But it all appears fair, and you say, okay, now to set up the sleight, I actually don't need 2 of these piles, and you're going to get rid of a random card pile. And this is also a convincer that shows them that the situation that appears to be here is in fact that situation that appears to be. These are random cards. Let's get rid of one of these random card piles, and we'll get rid of another random card pile. You get rid of the next pile, and you show that they're all random. Now you bring attention to these final 2 piles, and you say, now we're left with random cards and aces. And they should follow along. Now, you're going to pick up, this is where the sleight comes in. You're going to say, well, basically it's going to be a bluff sleight. You pick up the cards, you say, from the odd cards, I only need one odd card. And you're going to draw, there's actually only one odd card in this pile, and that's the bottom card. So that's the card you're going to draw off, and you don't make a move out of it. You just draw it off as if it's nothing, and you flip it over. And you say, we're going to use one odd card from the odd pile, and you drop the rest of the cards just beneath it like this. And then you say, we're going to use one ace from the ace pile. Now, the only ace in this pile is the bottom card. The rest are odds. Of course, they don't know this. And you just draw it. Don't make a move out of it. Just say, I'm going to use one ace from the ace pile. Boom, flip it over. And now you have this set up here. And then you say, now we got odds and aces. Now here's the move. Now pay attention. And this is what you're telling your participant. Now we're set up to do the sleight of hand that I'm going to show you. And it's a complete bluff sleight. And you can experiment with how you want to present your bluff sleight. But I bring the cards together like this, and I just do like a waving motion with my hands like this over the cards, and then you can show now we have aces and random cards, and it's a complete transpo of three cards going the odds and then to aces to odds. So that's the effect. It's a pretty amazing effect when you present it this way, because you've presented it as a sleight of hand demonstration, but it doesn't look like sleight of hand. It looks like, you said that was going to be a sleight of hand, but that looks like magic. And that's the effect. But now let's get into the applications. What other things can you do with displacement? Now, in this example, we've used displacement to displace the order. Now we have a parent order of 1, 2, 3, and every fourth card being an ace. But just by moving one card from the top to bottom, you've displaced that whole order. And now it's not every fourth card. Now it's every third card is an ace. So that's a potential application that you can, if you wanted to keep cards in order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and deal them out. All it takes is displacement to disrupt that sequence. But as I showed you guys in the previous video with the prophecy move, that I used displacement as a switching mechanism that works just as well as a top change to switch a card. I used it for having a card freely selected, placed on top, and then when you have your misdirection, you just take that top card and put it to the bottom, and now you have your force card that was originally on top that you can force for whatever. So this displacement, basically, there's really not, there's no technical prowess that is required. It's just the timing. You need, for the displacement to work, you need misdirection. It relies on misdirection. Now, in my previous video, I relied on the misdirection of revealing a face down card that's on the table. The attention must go to whatever card is face down on the table to flip it over. So the attention's gonna go there, and that's enough misdirection to do that. This is the move. That's all the misdirection you need, is enough time to do that. But another, I use displacement and other card tricks that I have. Very good misdirection that you can create is a card in a box. If you have a prediction in a box and it's closed up, this is a lot of misdirection, because if the attention goes to the box, they have to pick it up, they have to open it, they have to spread, they have to pull the card out. That's tons of misdirection to do that. That's a very good way to create the misdirection needed for your displacement. But yeah, displacement can be used simply as a switch. To switch, you have the card you want to switch in for a randomly selected card that was on top. You have whatever means of misdirection you have set up. You can have a prediction in the box, and then as the attention goes there is your misdirection for your displacement, and then you've used the displacement as effectively as a switch, and it can go either way. Like I said, you can go from the top to the bottom. If you're not using I'm using a marked deck. I can tell what the top card is, so I could use any displacement I want, and I already know what card I'm switching it for. But you could do it from the top if you're not working with a marked deck, and your participants shuffle the cards and you receive them back. I can catch my glimpse of the bottom card and have a card selected, have your misdirection, and then do the displacement in the other direction. Now you know you can have your prediction match whatever that bottom card that you glimpsed earlier when you received the cards back. So yeah, it can go either way, but yeah, that's the displacement can go either way. You can be used to displace a sequence. It can be used as a switch from one card to another. You need to have some form of misdirection. A card in a card box is an excellent form of misdirection, or just simply revealing a face down card that is on the table, or any procedure that's why procedure is so great to use in card magic, because it's by its nature it's distracting. Yeah, any procedure that you can come up with to put attention on the procedure is enough misdirection to do your displacement. Now, another idea for displacement, don't limit yourself. You don't need to limit yourself to one card, displacing one card at a time. You could displace 2, 3, 4 cards at a time. You could have 4 cards selected, fairly placed on top, and when you place your cards on top, you can place them and hold a pinky break beneath those cards as you ask your participants, we're going to put these cards in the card box, and you ask them to grab the card box and make sure nothing's in here, and then that's your display. That's enough time to just put that whole 4 card stack on the bottom, which will force maybe you want a 4 of a kind or a certain sequence of cards that will bring you to a particular position later on in the effect. Whatever you want to. You need to be try not to give you too concrete of ideas so that you can be creative. But yeah, you can displace more than one card at a time, as long as you have some type of misdirection to play with. You could have a 4 of a kind on top of the deck, have 4 cards randomly selected, placed on top, holding your pinky break beneath those cards as you ask your participants to grab. We're going to put these into the card box. They grab it. That's your displacement, and now you can place your 4 force cards into the box. And yeah, that's those are the ideas I got for you. I hope you don't discredit the displacement. It's such an overlooked, simple principle in card magic, but it actually has quite great utility, and it's super easy, non-technically difficult move to perform. And I hope you start considering it and get some usage out of it. And we'll see you on the next one.